Now, the new developments in the Jon Gruden email scandal. We got to talk about this because the NFL Players Association wants all 650,000 emails released, Sharon. And this comes after Derek Carr, the Las Vegas Raiders quarterback, who had a really good relationship with Jon Gruden, said he did a bad thing. He likes the guy, but said he did a bad thing. He says that he feels like the NFL should open up everything. And you know the league doesn't want to do that, because that's going to open up a whole new can of worms.
Well, they're not going to do it. Remember when Jemele Hill was here yesterday, what she said? There's no appetite. They're not going to do it, because if they gave up all 650,000 emails, I'm not sure there would be anyone in ownership or upper management. Maybe I shouldn't say anyone.
Some people.
I'm not sure how many will be left. Okay, I'm not sure how many will be left. But that's not to say that some people don't talk this filth. There's a lot of people who don't go around writing homophobic things, writing racist things to company email. But, you know, and again, this is not, you know, for Derek Carr to say he hates the action, love the person, he knows him. I don't know Jon Gruden like that. I don't know him. That's fine. But this does not seem like an isolated, we're talking about a span here of what, a decade more? Yeah. This is not an isolated incident. This is a man who needs to do some real soul searching and get a whole rewiring here. They're not going to get the 650,000 emails, Mike. Not even in a document dump that we hear about where there's no way you can go through everything. They're not going to get the emails. And what they will get will be some follow-up nonsense, maybe a few lower-level people served up as red meat, and maybe some blacked-out, redacted content, if they even get that. NFL's capable of saying no, and I said no, and I mean it.
They're not going to give up. You know why? Because of Colin Kaepernick, the whole Colin Kaepernick situation. There's a reason why they settled with Colin Kaepernick. Because they knew if there was going to be a lawsuit, there was going to be some digging. They were going to find these emails. They were going to find this collusion and all the stuff that was going on between owners. Because you think Jon Gruden's alone? And even though Jon Gruden wasn't a part of the NFL between 2011 and 2018, he worked for ESPN at the time. You think Bruce Allen is the only person that is out there? Absolutely. You think that it doesn't exist in the NFL? I told you, the NFL sports microcosm of society. This is what we do in society. You go to any Fortune 500 company around the country, you're going to find plenty of Jon Grudens and Bruce Allens that by themselves typing out the homophobic, racist, misogynist things and thinking that they're alone. They'll never be caught because they feel like it's in private. We know that. We know it exists, Sharon, because guess what? 74 million people, and I'm not saying all of them are like that, but 74 million people supported a man who is just like everything that Jon Gruden put into his emails. But we know that there are neighbors, right? Some of these same people that you loved and you respected for so many years, and then all of a sudden you look at them like, I didn't know you felt that way, because they were saying it behind closed doors in emails that they didn't think would ever be discovered. That's society. So yeah, like you're right. The NFL will never release it because they're going to be exposed for what it is.
Yeah, and a couple of things. 74 million yesterday, friend of the show, another friend of the show, John Feinstein, the prolific writer. I think he's had another Raise Your Fist, another bestsellers on his hands, coming out soon, okay? A white guy who speaks the truth about race and who knows how, I never thought I'd say this about John Feinstein, he knows how to shut up and listen about things he doesn't know everything about. That's how he did his research and wrote this book on racism and how sports hasn't really done as much as we think sports has to eradicate it or move beyond it. He said the 74 million largely has racism within them. Might not be popular to say, you can't say that, but I can, and I did, okay? They're Americans, right? We're talking about 74 million Americans, so cut it. You know, and you're right. The 650,000 emails, when you're it's not like a therapist said, hey, John, I want you to do something. Write a letter to yourself. This is not a therapy exercise. He's communicating with others. And I'm going to end with this. I understand technically he was working for ESPN and not, stop saying that. I need the world to stop saying that. What people don't realize at home, perhaps, is you don't become an NFL analyst without the NFL blessing that. If they don't want you to be, if they don't want you to commentate on the games, okay? Brian Gumbel knows a little something about that, as great as he is. So stop. He was absolutely working. They say working at the pleasure of I serve at the pleasure. He was serving at the pleasure of the NFL. He's never not been part of the NFL. His father was part of the NFL. The NFL will not turn over the emails, Mike.
Can I say one more thing for about 30 seconds? Because it bothered me. The NFL put out a statement on DeMaurice Smith when it came out over the weekend, right? John Gruden still coached on Sunday, knowing what they knew about what they said about DeMaurice Smith, but the NFL also knew about the other emails that didn't get revealed until Monday. The NFL didn't do anything. They did nothing. They put it in the Raiders' hands to do something. The Raiders probably still knew about those other emails too. They didn't expect them to come out. Had they not come out, John Gruden would still be coaching the Las Vegas Raiders today. So those 650,000 emails were because there was an investigation within a Washington football team. That's just one team. Those are all those emails that happen between a correspondent with an executive with one team. There are 32 teams in the National Football League. I'm just leave you with that. Yeah, just imagine what's in those emails. Drink on that for a second.
Sip on that, will you?
Yeah.
Sip on that.
Wake you up
okay. There's a lot more that we could say. And by the way, they did think it was going to leak. They did think it was going to leak because remember they had an independent inside baseball law firm. Once there's a copy boy involved that you don't necessarily control outright, they're going to leak. They just said, well, we're just going to do what we do and then we'll just.
I wonder why this late though.
But anyway.
Because he said something about Goodell. I want like, oh, you gonna talk about me too?
I just think there's a copy boy somewhere.
Okay,
they figured they could just do another hostage video. All right, they said rap now. Come on.
Hey there, Maya. Okay, I'm sorry,
Black
Maya.
Lives Matter.
Hey,